Right now.
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 Because it's time to write now.
Right 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 now.
Right.
Right now.
Right now. Right now.
Right now.
Right. All right, and we are live. Welcome to the Right Now Writers Group. I'm Kaufman, and we are joined by other writers in the community as we come together and talk about all that writing nonsense and craziness from the week. Welcome. This is our weekly writers group where we will have writers chat, conversations, we'll do some sprints, and we will try not to procrastinate too much. This is our 80th meeting. Welcome. If you ever want to hop on stream with us, just let us know in the chat. This is an open invite. This is an open invite for a virtual writers group where, like every other week, we try to help each other stay motivated. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kaufman, daily writing streamer, dragon enthusiast, and soon-to-be fantasy author. So stick around because we're starting right now. Now, as you can see, I'm joined by some of my other fellow writers in the community. You know all them. I'll let each of them do their own little intro. My question that I pose to you, what's a good, I should start these things off with a good question. What's a good question? Who's your favorite character that you've designed, of your own design, and why? Everyone already knows my favorite character is Scarecrow. No, actually, maybe it's Pebble. No, actually, maybe it's the Crow. I can't decide.
That's not fair. You have to answer the question, Kaufman.
One is the loneliest number.
I plead the fifth.
Set the precedent.
All right, so I'll kick it over to you. Tell your intro.
So everyone knows me as Chat Soul, the person with the crazy high word count. I think of all my characters, my favorite. Oh, that's actually a little bit of a toughie, and it's not one of my. It's a tie between one of my original characters, Echo Fire, who is a Pyroraptor, the main character of Age of Ash, and I'd have to say Osa, the first fanfiction original character I created. He is. I went really big with him, and I feel bad for everything I put him through.
Yay! Well, welcome. Always love having you, Soul. Crazy. Kick it over to you.
Hey, I'm crazy. I'm a nerd. I'm eating nerds. Therefore, I'm a dude. And my favorite character should be obvious. Raziel. Come on now. Come on. It's no duh, you know. Basically because just the way I've written him to have certain kind of attitude or certain kind of darkness. I like the darkness. It makes me feel like, I like this guy. If he was in a movie, I'd root for him all the way, even if he's a bad guy.
Yay. Well, that is the crazy attitude demeanor that we always need over here, Crazy. I appreciate you, my friend. And then Miss JL. Wonderful, wonderful. Always a pleasure to have you. I'll let you intro yourself. You muted. Oh,
Sorry. I got it. Hello, I'm JLD, author of Spicy Romance. And one of my favorite characters to write and to create, and I just had so much fun with her, was a gal by the name of Lauren Cook. She was a CEO of Glam Spot magazine that she ran in LA in my Breaking Fancy trilogy. And she had that like mid-Atlantic accent, and she was older, and she just did not have time for anybody's bullshit. So she absolutely ran the show. When she walked into a room, she's like, "Yes, darling, get me this. I'd like a new champagne cocktail. Where are my papers I asked for?" Like, she absolutely ran it, and she was so much fun to write. She was such a bitch. She was great.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. And then Ambrosia, I know you joined us. Can you hear us all right?
I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Excellent. I'll let you do your intro as well, my friend.
I think it may have been there's some technical difficulties. I was trying to comprehend the two, so I think I tried the mic and see if it worked out well.
Yep, you're totally all good. Welcome to the group. What are you working on today?
I have been working on, well, mostly playing the mother role because my child had decided she was not feeling good. So I had to take over the mom role, but I've been working on trying to figure out dialogue on my Guardian Legacy novel that I've been working on for a long time now. My favorite character, I have to say, is the nanny. Her name is Rayla. She is a tribe elf, so she's part what you would consider Native American mixed with an elf. In the tribal, they are born with spirit animal shifters. So each animal is given to into their spirit and they shift. So hers is a wolf. She has a twin sister whose is a cat, and but with them being part elf, the magic of the elf blood makes them change sizes. The sister shrinks while the sister Rayla grows. So in my book, you're introduced to her in the first chapter, second chapter, and she grows and she stands over your head at a 7 foot tall wolf. So her mouth is as big as your head.
Well, always happy to have you joining us, my friend. That sounds like you're working on definitely a fun story. And I know I'm pretty sure that we looked at it a while back, right?
Yeah, about within the first starts of the critique show, I guess, or something. At one point, we looked at the first chapter or so.
Yeah. Oh man, it's kind of crazy to me, like how many stories and what a journey we've gone on. Man, how's everyone doing in terms of their writing vibe this week? Do you guys feel like we've been able to like make progress?
Yeah, definitely made some good progress. I told Crazy and Kaufman and and I think Ambrosia heard at least some of this, but I've had a story this week that I've been sitting on for a while, and this week it has absolutely refused to leave my head to the point that I stayed up like an extra hour and a half, 2 hours, avoiding sleep just to plot it out.
That's the best kind of inspiration. I love when that happens.
Oh yeah, and especially because I had this idea like 10 years ago, but I was so afraid of working on it because I was afraid of it infringing on copyrights. And then suddenly it's just like, you know what? Let's just not leave this. Let's just not leave the head for a while, and not until you at least write down 2 chapters, plot out the book, and look up, hey, what can you do and not do? And so I'm just sitting there like, I'm exhausted. I need sleep. Please leave my head for like 3 hours.
Make the voices stop. Shut up, characters. Ah!
Oh, pretty much.
Totally.
Sounds fun. I mean, and I feel like even with my writing, I feel like I've tried to be like as consistent as possible, especially now that I've set like this deadline for myself. I'm like, I'm trying. I'm like May 15th. Hopefully I can write every day.
Do or do not. There is no try, my friend. Come on now.
I love that quote.
Sliding in with the Yoda. Right on. I did good. I'm working on a sequel. I'm working on a sequel to The Seed Bearer, and it's starting to take shape. It was a kind of an amalgamous or a cloud of just ideas and not sure what to do, indecision, and then finally it started snapping into place. So I'm solidly in chapter 6 of the second book of the. It's only going to be a duology, God willing, because I really don't have. I don't think I can do another trilogy right now. But y'all know how that could go. So I'm having some fun with that. I'm looking forward to some writing time because I've really needed it.
Mm-hmm. Yay. Yes, that sounds like making a little bit of progress on your end. That's always super, super exciting.
Finally.
My struggle has been this last week with dialogue and the structure of dialogue in like conversations and stuff, without it sounding like, I guess, monotoned or just sitting there having it sound so repetitive in how it's laid out.
Dialogue is tricky. Just kind of you think we talk all the time, right? All we do is talk. This is what we do all day with other people. But when it comes down to actually writing it, you're like, how do I make people talk? It's just a different animal.
Well, not only that, but
and give them an accent too. Like we were
yeah,
talking a
that's
little
fun.
while ago about giving the accent and everything, making it sound like you can relate to the conversation, all the little emphasis.
Love
plus
it.
some people I've noticed have trouble with dialogue and writing because there's grammar in writing in general, and then there's grammar in dialogue, and a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And little ticks with how
without
people
a
talk,
doubt.
too.
But yeah, like as y'all can tell, I have an accent, especially when you get me on the I's and the R's and say certain like ice cream, Texas, like it emphasizes, so it gets so bad.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I try to do, people like tell me I have an accent sometimes, but I don't feel like I do.
We can't hear our own.
Yeah, maybe that's. But I feel like certain accents are like way more obvious. Although you know
Indeed.
what's really challenging is when I try to do when I do live readings. The one type of like a character voice that I won't try to do is characters that have like a specialized type of accent. If it's like a fantastical based accent that's non-realistic, like that's one thing. But if it's an accent from like another part of the world, I feel like I start getting self-conscious on if I actually can mimic the accent correctly without making it sound like a spoof.
Yeah, one of the things
I think the sci-fi folk have the worst.
one
Make
of the
an
things
alien
that
emphasis.
Go
Sorry.
ahead. No, I'm sorry. You go ahead, dear. I'm sorry.
So, if you think about sci-fi, you got Yoda and you got Stitch. You got to give the right ones for alienated voices, and then the like different ones of different aliens and their structuring of dialects, even out of the world, like the ones on Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, I did my main character in my first trilogy has a Southern accent, and I wrote it so densely, so phonetically that some people couldn't read it. If you read it out loud phonetically, it sounded right, but not everybody's used to reading an accent. So some of the advice I got was just pick a couple things and always be consistent with it. So as you said, like your eyes or your as. Like, so instead of writing I'd write AH. So every time she would speak, she would go, well, I need to go to the store. And then the rest of it, I would just spell normally. So you just have those cues instead of making every single thing phonetically perfect and accurate to the accent. Otherwise, you're just going to get lost in the sauce.
The rule is
Well, if you
no
ever need
more
someone
than
to
3
voice that.
changes.
Oh, that's a good one. That's all.
Yeah, I
Explain,
actually researched that a couple weeks ago, trying to figure out a new accent for a character in one of my fan fictions, because I'm used to writing one specific kind of accent, and it's pretty easy. It's like you becomes a ye, ye, or ya. But I was trying something new, and I looked up, okay, well, what's a trick to writing accents? And everywhere I looked, don't do more than 3 changes unless a 4th is required, because otherwise it's going to get so convoluted, people are not going to be able to understand it.
Yep.
Plague Dogs is a really good example of that. It's not bad. I can understand most of it, but when the fox tries to talk, I cannot read Scottish freaking accent. It's not just the spelling of the words, it's the words used. And it's like, okay, either spell them a specific way or use specific words. Don't do both, because my god, I cannot understand a single thing. I only knew what was going on because I've seen the movie, and it's just like, it is one of the few books I have never been able to finish, and strictly because I cannot understand the freaking fox.
Oh man, yeah. I guess it's crazy. Have you guys been making any progress with reading at all lately? Either?
Reading?
Little bit. Reading
Yeah.
through the Earth's Children series again right now. So
Oh,
I feel like I've been like really been able to like challenge myself to read a little bit more lately. And sometimes I feel like writers will say like, do you guys feel like writers need to read to be successful at writing, or do you think it's like not essential?
I think you
Ask
should
that
read your
again?
genre. You absolutely should read your genre. You got to know what the
Mhm.
audience expectation is. You need to
Mhm.
know like what's popular and what's not popular, what's been done, what hasn't been done. Gives you a little bit of guidance for how to take your story so you're not looking like you're copying somebody or maybe trying something so weird that it's not even in the genre anymore. But also it's just really general good advice for like how far do people, especially writing spies, like I was like how far do people go? Like is this normal? Am I a freak? Like, what is this okay? And so seeing what other spice writers produce really helped me find the boundaries of my comfort zones as well.
Yep, that's some of my fan fictions have spice them, and that's how I learned is by reading other spice stuff. And it's like, oh, here's the kind of stuff I like. Here's what I am fine writing, and here's the stuff where it's just like, I'm gonna go put this on the shelf back there and avoid it.
DNF, this scared me to death. Bye bye.
I get the joy of reading Miss Dana's book that just came in the mail today, so I'm gonna be reading that here shortly before bed. So I'm finally gonna crack open a book after a while.
Oh man, I think I just feel glad to be able to like be pushing myself at all. Have you guys had any books though that you have like had a DNF lately?
Not lately. There was one I DNF'd when I was doing some spice research that it just got so. It was just lame. It was just so sleepy. The most interesting character was a 5-year-old, and I'm like, that's bad. For this is supposed to be like an adult novel, and the most interesting character was a child. And even though, and it wasn't about the kid was barely in it, but he had the best lines, and I'm like, okay, nope. But nothing recently. But I haven't had a lot of time
What's
either. So
DNF?
do not finish or did not finish.
Okay.
When you give up, you're like, I'm done. I cannot read any more of this thing.
I thought it was something dirty or
The
something
very
coming
popular
from you.
Court
Come
of
on.
Thorns.
Coming from JL, you're like, oh yeah, it's something dirty over here.
Yeah,
You think that?
because hanging around with you kind of, poisons the mind a little bit. Okay?
Oh no, it doesn't poison.
It's already poisoned. What are you talking about?
Well, you're already close enough to the gutter. I just give you a little tiny love push.
Oh, it's
That little
already
tiny
been to
love
the gutter.
push
That gutter's
sometimes
still
goes
flowing.
way off.
Love
It's like a
tap
hurricane
comes
flooding the gutters here.
Oh man. Well, I think we definitely have some. You guys make me laugh. You guys crack me up too much.
You're welcome.
But
Better to laugh than cry.
moving- huh?
Did my
Better to
halo
laugh than
flip?
cry.
But
You need to update your rental on it.
oh man. But pivoting over here though, Soul, you had a really good topic that you wanted to talk about. I wanted
So,
to
yeah.
give you the floor because it's a really good conversation.
So I've been working on a book idea. I actually had the idea about 10 years ago or so, about the time my kid was born. And I never touched it because one, I just had too much crap going on in my life at the time. And two, well, I was afraid of getting in trouble with it. It's not a fan fiction. It is well, sort of an original. It is actually loosely inspired by Peter Pan. And I was afraid of writing it and doing something within the book that would infringe on the original story or worse, infringe on Disney's, because the original is in public domain. I can get away with a little more with that. But if I do anything that could be considered taken from Disney, I'm not sure who would be worse to face, them or Nintendo when it comes to lawsuits. And I'd rather not deal with that. So this week I've actually been, I decided, okay, you know what? This is not going to leave my head. So I'm going to start working on this. And most of yesterday I actually spent up looking up how far can I go with this? What can I absolutely not do? And what is completely and 100% fine because it's not even part of the original. Turns out most of what I'm actually doing is actually fine. Some of it is a little related, but like, for example, yeah, I like LeMay, yeah, that's kind of my feeling with that, is just sometimes they're just, ugh. But what I'm doing is called The Alchemist. Doesn't sound anything like Peter Pan. The only thing that has really kept the same is Peter and Wendy are still main characters. Hook does exist. The Lost Boys are there, but that's about where the similarities end. And even then, they're so far detached. They actually cannot touch the copyright, at least from what I've been able to tell. My characters do not resemble, for the most part, the original characters closely enough for even like if I went to a traditional publisher, they could actually take a look at this, I think, and be like, okay, well, it's clear this was inspired, but it is so far from it. There's no point in even looking at is this book going to get them in trouble. So
There's
I
a
feel you.
lot.
I have.
I
You're
was
in
just gonna
jail.
okay. I was just trying to look up the there's actually a lot of reinterpretations of well-known stories that are out there that have been done with the names of the characters, with the plot line being very similar. There's why would I know this? There's a spicy series out there, and I was trying to find out the name of it. That is from, I think it's Wendy and Hook Up, I want to say. And so it's
No,
just
it's Little Mermaid. Little
no,
Mermaid
not
and Hook.
we might be thinking of a different one. I'll have to look up the one I was thinking of, but it might be a mermaid in there, but it's not like the Little Mermaid. It's a Peter Pan retelling, and I wish I could remember it off the top of my head, but there's lots of reinterpretations. You can feel free to use I think you can use their names and things. I'll have to look that up. It's a really interesting idea you've got going there, Saul.
Names can be used if they are from like the original, which in this case is from the public domain. Now, if something was entirely a creation of Disney, that would be a different story. I actually could not use the name for that. Tinkerbell is actually a good example. I can't use Tinkerbell. I cannot use a mute little fairy who gets jealous easily. So I actually turned Tinkerbell into a homunculi. And she is mute, but strictly because she is a living doll. She does not have literally does not have the capability of speech. So she does have to speak in gestures, but because she literally has no choice.
Very interesting.
I actually have also a Peter Pan book I'm writing myself, but it's further generations down. So you got Hook's nephew, which came off the concept of the Once Upon a Time series that came out. Hook had a brother in that series, so it's his son's grandchild down the line, and then there's Tinkerbell's son. There's a couple others, and then Hook. Peter's great granddaughter from the little girl from the Robin Williams movie, Descendant, because she was the one that actually believed. So the thing is Neverland is dying, and the only way is for Peter to return and restore the magic. But the only descendant that is male does not believe. They're all grown up, and the only other option is a female.
Yeah, there's a bunch
I feel like some of that could get close enough. You could potentially get in a little bit of trouble. Not like, okay, you obviously cannot do this kind of trouble, but more like you might have to change a few details.
So yeah, there's I think Hooked and Chasing Never. Let's see what else. There's a ton of dark romances about this, and they just, as far as I understand, they don't stray too. It's not like a retelling of the story. It's just using the characters and using the world building that's in place. So it is similar to a fan fiction, and it can be utilized as a fan fiction as long as you're not blatantly telling the exact same story with the exact same characters with the exact same stuff. Enough variation should be good, but I'm really glad you're looking into it. That's very smart.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Hooked, the Disney movie from way back?
No, I'm talking about the dark romance called Hooked.
I was like, no clue.
Yeah, there's
those types of
there's
books, those types of books where they're touching on a franchise, are they getting some type of permission or a copyright use from something like Disney to be able to use them?
No, it's the world is you can use the world building in it. I think it's because the original source material is free of copyright right now.
Yeah,
And
it's public domain.
yeah, exactly. So they are able to use the same terminology like Mermaid Lagoon or the crocodile or whatever, and it's all the same. I
Actually,
have
the
not heard of
crocodile
the
is very tricky. I actually looked this up because this was one of my biggest concerns with Hook. Because in my version, Hook is still a pirate, but if I use a crocodile and he lost his hand to, that actually delves close enough to the copyright issue. Because of Disney, I could actually potentially get in trouble. So
Yeah.
it's one of those.
I'll have to look in that too. 'Cause I have
It's
a
on. It's like
crocodile in
right
mine
on
as
the
well.
edge of you could get in trouble, but you also couldn't. So I went the safe route of, well, he's a pirate, and that's about where the similarity ends. Because my Hook is actually competent and not a comedic fool. Definitely helping.
The old codfish.
Your Hook is competent.
Yes, he is actually completely competent and extremely dangerous, and the major antagonist.
No,
And I actually traded the mermaids for sirens, so yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I'm actually going for like a really dark version of this. So
So
Yeah.
did you have
I'm
to, like,
excited.
did you have to research specifically which like elements were public domain?
more or less, I actually looked up first what exactly did Disney do that was exactly Disney's, and what did they borrow.
That's a good point.
And that's where I
You have
found
that
out
written
that
down somewhere?
Tinkerbell is what I
a lot of these
definitely
fairy
thought
tales
it
are pre-existing Disney,
was.
but it really comes down to whoever owns the copyright for a
Since the
story.
main story is public domain, though, the names and like Jaylee said, the names and terminology are fine. It's just I can't use the same exact storyline. I can't use the same exact events. I have to twist things in my own way. And after enough research, yeah, no, I know I'm completely fine. So, but it was still something. It's like, okay, well, there's another Christian Anderson, I believe is his name. The guy who created Grimm's Fairy Tales, or like those old stories.
Well, Hans Christian Andersen did The Little Mermaid, and then there's the Brothers Grimm who did the Grimm stories like Cinderella and
I always get them confused. I always lump them together. So thank you for that. I have another one.
Did you follow the lines of any J. Barrie parts of it? So, like, the original Peter Pan came from J.M. Barrie. So, did you follow any of that lineage? I know he didn't have any sons, but I know the profits went to a children's hospital of some sort.
I don't think I followed that too much. Once I saw that it was something that I'm not going to get in trouble for, I kind of didn't go much further than that, in all honesty, because that was just my main concern. And granted, maybe I should have looked a little further, but I'd much rather figure out, am I going to get in trouble?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, when you were researching the crocodile, my crocodile is a baby, no relation, named TikTok.
That's going to get you in trouble.
Okay.
The TikTok mainly. The crocodile is, I think that's kind of on the edge, but anything with like a clock, that's basically Disney. And well, they're about as picky as Nintendo when it comes to you can do this and you can't do that. So that you might need to change that at least a little bit. I personally took the crocodile completely out. I didn't see the point in that. That might have been more because my storyline, but that's me.
That makes sense. I feel like it's interesting because you have to do as much research as possible because it sounds like you don't want to accidentally or unintentionally infringe on anything. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like if I was to research in jail, you might know this a little bit better. I feel like where I'd have to go look at what specifically is copyrighted, into a search, like let's say I was going to do like a Hook Peter Pan type of story, I'd have to go and look at what is specifically copyrighted about Peter Pan, the Peter Pan story by Disney, and or if there are any other copyrights out there that exist for that particular story currently.
That's actually kind of what I did. Is I'm using this character, I'm using this idea. Is this going to infringe on a specific copyright by Disney or anyone else? And the only thing that I really came up with that could have potentially become a problem, which is why I went with homunculi, was Tinkerbell. That was kind of the main thing. That and the crocodile with the clock. That was kind of the two things that I found that were really touchy. That Disney's gonna basically put me under a magnifying glass and be like, okay, how much of our stuff are you using, and how much trouble are you going to be in?
Interesting.
Have you looked into the authors that have done those dark romance books? Not to necessarily read them all or anything, but at least to maybe look on their websites or find out how did they do it, kind of a thing.
I have not yet. I have not, and mainly because I was more concerned with, okay, what is a copyright, what's not, and for the love of God, get this out of my head so I can actually sleep. Now that I'm actually past that point, I do want to look more into what else have people done that is Peter Pan adjacent. And mine actually has absolutely no romance, so I'll be actually curious to see if there's anything non-romance related to Peter Pan that I could look at.
There's a ton. Just like go into Amazon and just type in Peter Pan stories and like all kinds. It's like pages, tons and tons.
That's fun. I'm trying to think of what franchise I would want to take from if I was to do like that type of story. And I'm not sure. I mean, I guess the dark romances and like the Disney-esque stories are pretty popular. That's a pretty popular trend right now, isn't it? Or has it been going?
Those old stories and remaking them into something more modern is definitely the popular thing right now, which you can't really blame them. A lot of those old stories, they are dark as hell, and they're awesome. And it is fun to mess with them.
I had a naughty thought about Hook. Yeah, so in the Bible, they say cut off the right hand if it offends you. Hook's is right-handed. And he, in one of the movies, it clearly depicts him kidnapping little boys out of the night. So I was sitting there thinking Hook was a pedophilic.
Okay, then.
There's all kinds of theories about that. Yeah. I've heard a little bit, but I mean, the Peter Pan thing itself, I think it actually had a lot darker subtitles than people gave it credit for. But the I was going to say something else. The fan fictions. That's why like a lot of people play it a little safer, and they just go straight to fan fiction, and they'll call it a Peter Pan retelling, but it'll be totally different names. And because I have a friend who did like 5 books where she did like Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid and Aladdin and she did like 5 of them, and she kept with like the Disney ideas of the characters, but changed their names into something cuter and or just a little different but suggestive of the original, and set it in a modern small town. And it's so cute. I read one of them and it was just delightful. And a little spicy romance. It was very cute.
Just a little spicy.
Just a little spicy.
So, is there any romance in yours at all?
No, mine is actually my Peter Pan and Wendy, their ages are actually there's a much wider gap, and father and daughter. And there's sirens, but they're definitely the dark kind of siren that you really want to avoid. Hook is actually competent and dangerous. The only possible romance is when Peter talks about his wife. And that's only a few times. And it's more of he just kind of thinks about her a few times because she had died some years before, but that's the
Mhm.
closest I've actually come to romance in my entire story so far, and it's just more of memories kind of thing. I thought about actually having like a romance with some kind of retelling, but the only one I've even remotely come close to is a Sleeping Beauty idea, but it's not so much romance as it is. It could become romance if the story went on, but for the most part, not really.
Yeah, I remember when I was originally designing Scarecrow, I asked myself if I should have any romance plots in the original or in the core story, and I thought about it for a while, and I ultimately decided, at least on the main plots, that there wouldn't be any romance regarding the main ones because the journey of the characters was more focused on discovery of self than of discovery of themselves and a loved one. But I wanted a romantic type subplot to still be part of the main storyline. So in the back end of the book, I have two characters who are very clearly a very fun couple, so to speak, without actually saying they're a couple. And it's a very dark. It's actually a very dark curse dynamic, and I'd say it's a minor subplot, but I do make it obvious enough in a world where I don't really touch on romance too much, but I was like, it's just something that's a part of the world. In a world
Not
where
every
it's
story needs it.
exactly.
Yeah, the
So,
world doesn't. I mean, the world does revolve around love, but
mhm.
the books don't have to.
Well, if you say that though, there's different kinds of love.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's actually kind of the big theme for my book is there is love, but it's the love between a father and daughter, not
Aw.
anything else.
Mhm.
It actually does not have that happy of an ending either.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, I was like, is Scarecrow a happy ending? Book 1. No comment. Do your guys' books have happy endings?
I have many happy endings in my books.
Well, romance system. Of course. All JL's books are happy endings.
Well, to be a romance, technically it has to have a happy ending of some kind. It has to be a happily for now or a happily ever after. Otherwise, it's not considered a romance story. It would be considered more of a tragedy or women's lit or well, just literature in general. But yeah, they have to have some kind of happy ending. Yeah,
That makes sense.
hold it together, crazy. It's fine.
Most of
It's a
my
tragedy.
books,
He didn't get a happy ending.
I think most of my books are kind of a neutral to bittersweet ending, with only one of them actually having a happy ending. Actually, including even my fan fictions, very few of them are true happy endings.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, actually, some of them are just kind of sad.
Aw. Crazy. What about you? Are the endings for your books happy endings?
I'm sorry.
Did the endings of your book end on a positive note? Are they positively vibe endings?
I
feel like we have to
well,
reuse our
I think
terminology now.
most of them do, but I think a couple of them don't end with a very positive way. It kind of, I think, especially the Razio Chronicles, it doesn't end good. It ends in a very bad way. But otherwise, for the most part, most of my books do end in a positive way.
I think I'm sorry. I have manipulated the language in a terrible way, but I had a whole room.
No, not one bit.
I had a whole room full of people once not being able to say, "Are you coming?" They had to go, "I am arriving," because everybody, we just all laughed too hard. Have you arrived? I've arrived. Are you arriving on Saturday? I will be arriving on Saturday.
Only JL when you're in the chat. We'll have to use the JL speak.
Oh my god! I told you, just a little push. You're already there. You know.
Oh my goodness.
Well, to chime in, if I may, the most important thing about endings, whether they're happy or sad or tragic or maybe a little neutral, is as long as it's an ending, as long as you've tied up your loose ends, maybe you've left a cliffhanger for another story, but as long as you've tied up this story well enough and left some bait on a hook for the next one, that's what you need to do. Just make sure you've got it all cinched up. If it doesn't end like, yay, everybody's all better now. And then you've got your ambiguous endings. You know, like Inception does that beautifully. There's lots of movies that have and stories that have ambiguous endings, but it wrapped up the storyline. The main character, the main plot, the main villain, everything got wrapped up.
Yes. Well, hopefully, you're absolutely right. And I think does the book end in a way that's rewarding for the reader? Rewarding for hopefully the characters. Rewarding for the characters in some way, shape, or form, even if it's a tragic ending. Even with a tragic ending, I mean, there's usually there's somebody, one of the characters is still rewarded, but it's just tragic.
There's relief that everything is over.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
There's relief that everything is over, whether both for the characters and the reader. As long as there's that feeling at the very end, regardless of if it's good or bad, that's all that matters.
For the Raziel Chronicles, the ending I wanted to do was that for everyone else, like for the readers that would read the ending, yes, they would feel kind of sorrow and maybe feel like, what the heck just happened? But for Raziel himself, he'd actually feel kind of happy of what he's done. So it's like one of those for like in the book, it's one of those for once the bad guy wins.
Oh, cool. That's fun. Not enough people, I think, write those kinds of stories where the villain wins. That's a lot of fun. I love that.
Exactly.
About, like, one of my favorite examples is like Romeo and Juliet. Everybody says, "Oh, it's one of the great romances ever written." No, it is not technically a romance. It is technically a tragedy.
It's considered a tragedy.
Yeah.
Yes, and the two main characters, die. Spoiler alert if you've been born in the last 500 years, but it's at the end it does complete the story. The story is the lesson of this pointless war between these households and how petty and stupid they've gotten, and look what they've done to their kids. And then you go, wow, nobody won anything. The whole thing sucked. Everybody was sad. Everybody was worse off at the end of it. But man, you kind of walk away going, damn, I need to think about some things. You kind of look at your own prejudices or your own dumb little fights that you have.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think on that note, I'm feeling super inspired. Let's get some writing in. So let's hop into a writing sprint. Let's see what progress we can make. So I'm going to queue up our first one. We'll do 30 minutes on the clock, whether we are writing some type of fan fiction or working on our story with a happy ending. We'll see just what we can come up with. So we'll do 30 minutes on the clock. We'll check back in. Let's see who can, how many words we can get in. I think we're all set to go. So whether you're writing, editing, revising, branding, or something in between, come join us because it's time to write now. All right, and we are back. How did that writing sprint treat you? Hopefully you're able to make some progress that time. Fingers crossed. I was not very productive on my end. Granted, I'm also working on more admin stuff on my end, but hopefully you guys were able to get some words in yourself. How did everyone do? Hopefully some words, ideas, something in between.
I'm just trying to figure out the Lost Boys right now. All 6 of them are from different time periods, and I'm trying to figure out how to make that work.
Each Lost Boy is from a different time period.
Mm-hmm. Well, 2 of them are actually from the same time period, but different locations.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So they're lost in time.
Doctor Strange. You use the magic ring.
Yep, Doctor Strange. Absolutely. We should have get some Marvel up in there, so without calling it Marvel.
And internet issues, lovely. What about you, JL? And you're muted.
Oops, I cut out there. There we go.
I didn't realize Coffin had muted the main.
We're all having tech difficulties.
Oh my god, gremlins are here. No, I usually mute my actual microphone when we do sprints, and then I forget that there's other mute buttons involved.
All the mutes exist.
Kaufman really wants to shut me up.
No, it's literally I mute everybody so people can hear the music.
No, it's fine. I agree with the decision. I'm poking at you, dude. No, I was trying to say that Soul should do the Peter Pan multiverse.
Peter Pan.
There you go.
You should do the Peterverse. All the Lost Boys Lost Boys should just be Peters. They should just all be different Peters from different timelines. Peter.
If you do the hook, Peter, you can have Robin Williams, the angel version.
If this was something that I did not intend on publishing, I probably would, but I feel like that would get me in some trouble.
The Peterverse.
Yeah. I mean, it may not, but depending on which Peters I pick, well...
Which Peter I pick, does Peter pick up...
Peter Piper picked a Peter Pepper?
That should definitely be in the story. Public domain.
Yes. Well, anyway, I got some editing done, and so that was good. I had a scene I was working with my writing group on last week, and they're like, "You need more attention," and I'm like, okay, I'll make more attention happen." So that's what I was working on.
Have the character stand at attention.
Oh no, not that kind of attention. No, we need there's a bit of an argument and a kerfuffle between a couple of characters, and we must have the disagreement be very, very felt and visceral.
Sounds like that was fun, felt and visceral, and I'm assuming there's happy endings in there.
Not yet. In fact, I'm actually, for the first time, separating... Well, not for the first time. That's not entirely true. But I'm separating the 2 main love interests before they even have their first little in-book, on-scene romp. So this one's almost a bit more of a slow burn. But they're already a couple. It's just I'm focusing more on plot before I get to spice. And I have a bit of a conundrum because I had an idea to do something truly, truly devious. And I wrote the scene. I wrote the devious scene, and now I'm like, I don't know if I should don't know if I should keep that. Though it's really, really naughty. And not because of what happens. It's who's doing it to who. That's the bad part. It's like, that's gonna piss people off.
At which time with what? When, where?
Trust your gut.
Like this is this like the scene of the
very
5 W's.
Yeah. I think it's actually might upset some people, and especially romance readers will hate it. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do that. But they always say, write the story you want to write, and it would make it.
Darn it!
So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. I have one cheerleader that's like, do it, and I'm like,
Another who's like,
Do it, do it.
is the scene itself, is it spicy?
Oh yes.
Very
Well,
spicy.
it's a cheating scene essentially.
Mm.
And so people get very twitchy about that. A lot of romance readers don't like the cheating. And I have done cheating with characters before, but with purpose. It actually was part of the story. It was kind of.
Do readers not like cheating because it's like incentivizing poor
No,
communication, or like
not necessarily.
All books supposed to be sunshine and butterflies.
There's a large group of romance readers who are purists with their romance. And they want, once the main characters meet, they want nothing else no one else shall touch them. They are absolutely only for each other. There will be no other shenanigans with other characters, or even for good reasons. There are good reasons. Don't even think about it.
That's
And
not fun in that. Not even the real life. That's like not even the real world.
Boring.
Thank you.
Boring. Purist romance readers. Garbage. No, I'm kidding. I know nothing about romance. I know nothing about romance. Don't quote me. I'm a fantasy fan. I want my dragons.
There's fantasy romance, Cough.
Yes, there's not too much fantasy romance in my writing, though.
Pebbles and Scarecrow, the odd couple.
Yeah, I think you muted yourself.
I didn't touch anything. I don't know what happened. The gremlins don't like me today. I don't know. Check my hands. Kaufman's spirit is out there like, no, shush, shush.
Shush, no romance.
Kaufman's dragon energy will eat the gnomes.
That's what it
Gnome
is.
chips.
Yeah, no, they I had some cheating in one of my books, but it was kind of both partners were doing it, and it was a Hollywood thing. So it's like, well, of course, this thing, we were prepared for it. We knew this was probably going to happen. But in one of my others, I actually got my one and only 2-star review from someone who did not care for the fact that after the characters broke up, one of them tried to move on and have another partner. And the reviewer was very, very upset. How could he? And I'm like, because he didn't. That's what people do. They move on and then they reunite, and that's. I don't know. I didn't have a problem. I haven't known anybody else to have a problem with it, but yeah, it pissed her off big time.
Well, what are you gonna do? We got to keep our readers happy.
That is so messed up.
Yeah.
And on that note, let's hop into our second writing sprint. So we're gonna get some more writing. You have a question?
I have one thing though. Yes, I do. I have two. Okay. So, can you use the word utterly?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Right. Utterly is the word.
Okay. And then I have this response of "I'm great. How are you, Miss?" And then it's that the character questioningly returned her greeting. Does that sound feasible?
So say it again.
Okay. I'm great. How are you, Miss? Period. Question mark. Inquiring her in a way of inquiring one's name.
You don't need. As he's like asking her to continue and say the name. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's Aiden questioningly returned her greeting. Is that?
If you're trying to get it where he's trying to get the name, it sounds like he's just returning the greeting and you have unnecessary punctuation. So I would almost in the dialogue tag. Yeah, in the dialogue tag, you might want to say that, as he prompting her to finish the sentence with her name. And then that might give us more of a cue of what he's working for in that dialogue.
Okay.
Ambrosia, what you can also do is copy paste that line into the chat. And we can see. I
cannot because remember I'm a freehand writer. I don't type.
Ooh, okay. All right. But
I had Sorry, I had one of my gals in my writing group also did that. She wrote in notebooks and then she would
Mhm.
put it into her computer later.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Nice.
that totally makes sense. Awesome. All right, so Ambrosia, I hope that helps out a little bit. Let's hop into a second writing sprint while we still have time. We always get into such great conversations. I lose time for the actual writing. Okay, so we got time for 25 minutes. So we're going to queue up 25 minutes on the clock. We'll see just what we can accomplish with writing sprint number 2. Let's get some words in. Let's do it because it's time to write now. All right, my friends, we are back. How did that writing sprint treat you? Were you able to get any progress? Hopefully, some words in that time. I feel like I was able to get a good start. I don't know why I keep like going back to the beginning of this chapter.
If you keep going back, then there's probably a reason for it. You just haven't figured it out yet.
I know. It's just unfortunate because every chapter throughout the act has been going pretty smoothly.
You got
and
a speed
then
bump, that's all.
what was that?
You got a speed bump. You just got to find your speed bump. What is it that's making you go bump? No, I got to look at that again. Bump. What is it? You can find that thing and smooth it out.
Yeah,
I'm there with you, Cough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it is. It's probably because it's yeah, I don't know. I won't speculate. I need to just keep working through it. How about the rest of y'all? Were you guys able to make some progress that time?
I actually had some flow happen. That's always nice.
Yes. That's always an excellent place to be.
Yes.
Yay. That is wonderful. What about you two?
Got a little bit trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to go and which pieces from like the original Peter Pan I actually want to touch on and which things that I just want to add that are completely my own.
That makes sense.
I tried. It failed. I hate it.
Well,
I was trying to make it sound like he's got like the supporting male character. I was trying to add some gentleman quality to him, and like he's. And now it just sounds like I'm adding too much, and that it's just extra stuff. So, and then I misspelled school multiple times on the same way of writing school on the same place to write school. I misspelled it like 3 or 4 times without the C. So it was, and then I did it SKOOL. I'm like, what? So I'm having some spelling difficulties more than normal, and then it just and this is like the 4th time I rewrote this specific one. So I'm ready for it to move forward because I have everything to move forward with it, but I just got to get past this speed bump, so to speak.
Can I ask you a question, Ambrosia? Are you going to eventually put this on a computer?
Yes, it is intended to go that way. It's just I am constantly mobile, so I have the only way to move around is to have a writing pad with me.
Oh, that's
fine.
I
don't have a tablet. I'm not very techno friendly either, even though I'm millennial generation.
The reason I ask is the best advice I can give to people, especially when they're writing by hand, is just get it out. Don't worry about going back and erasing or overworking it because it will get stuck in your head too much. Just write the scene, get the feelings you want down, get the actions you want down. Let all of the beats happen, and then worry about the refining and the tuning of it later. Just get your story down. Don't worry. Don't put so much pressure on yourself right now. And if you're able to put it into a computer, that would be the best time to, as you're typing it in, you go, ooh, now I can maybe change this or do that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Otherwise, what happens? You keep getting stuck rewriting the same part forever, then feeling frustrated. When sometimes, if like you're stuck, you just maybe you could even like put a beat and then keep working, and you can come back to that. One of my favorite notebooks to use, because I used to write in notebooks all the time for stories. I love the notebooks where you can take the pages out and put them back in. They're like, it's my favorite type of notebook.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, that ended up being the only type of notebook I started working on in my later college years, because then I could replace and move different parts of the story.
Yeah, so this part that at first I had I explained 2 weeks ago when I was on here the first time. I had a oopsie daisy with a page that I had a spill on and rewrote it, and then I'm like having this aha moment of
Mm-hmm.
that this is where it was all screwed up and why I couldn't
Mhm.
move forward to begin with, because in my conscience that this was all screwed up, and if I don't go back and figure out what's going on within this section of where my subconsciously is disturbed with, I guess,
Mhm.
same thing as JL's gnomes, my head gnomes were all discombobulated, and so I'm having to, and this is part of that going back a little bit where my head is discombobulated to reattach it.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up where you left off. Yeah, one of
Mhm.
my gals in my group calls them her squirrels. The squirrels are running out of control.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on, is going back and because it was actually disturbing my sleep
Oh no.
because it was like what can I do, what can I do, and everything. And then there was key points where I was trying to figure out, like, how does the character find the other supporting characters that are supposed to be part of this group, and this and that, and I'm just sitting here getting restless and losing out on sleep because of it, drinking way too much caffeine.
Trust me, I think we've all had those nights before. And
Oh
then,
yeah.
like, when that happens to me, I like get to a point where if I've been restless for too long, then I'm like, all right, obviously it's time I have to go put stuff down for 30 minutes or an hour or however long before my
Oh
brain
yeah.
will let me go back to sleep. I'll be like,
I've gotten out of bed
I'm like,
before.
Pebble, why are you being such a pixie at 4:00 in the morning? I need to wake up at a routine.
Well, I figured that this was the best thing is because as you know, I disappeared for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and life happens, blah blah blah. So
That,
I'm
that,
like,
that
hey,
happens to
I need to
everybody.
get on the band horse and get this done.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured out that all my footnotes were messed up, all my side pages that I completed were misorganized. I was just out of character, and I'm like, look,
Mm-hmm.
Bethany, you need to sit your butt down,
Mm-hmm.
get reorganized, situate yourself out, think
Mm-hmm.
about this, reread some of the pages where you left off, and you'll figure it out. But don't give up. You
Yeah.
got this, and
I love that. That
get
is
it
actually
done.
such a great sentiment. That is like my favorite thing I've heard today. Deserves a round of applause. Because I think at the end of the day, as writers, we can get very easily pulled and distracted from our stories, especially those of us working on series, because there's so much to do. There's so much to do. And a lot of
Yes.
writers stop writing forever because they get overwhelmed by how much there is to do. And Broja, I'm not saying this is you. I'm just saying I've seen a lot of
Oh
writers
yeah.
in general. And I think trying to make it bite-sized and focused on what's right ahead of you sometimes can be the solution. So, but always
Yeah.
glad to have you back in the writing streams with us.
Well, now I'm with y'all in the lab, so that's
Mhm.
even more exciting.
Even more motivation. And I hear this from Soul. I
Yeah.
know you've said this. I know Crazy has said this. That part of what helps with the motivation is that we show up here on the Wednesday nights. Like we know that it's a weekly thing.
Yeah,
So we know we have to write and make progress by Wednesdays.
indeed. And then the other thing that helps me also when I feel like I'm behind, so to speak, besides seeing on the TikToks and everything, all the books that are going on the shelves and whatnot of other writers, has been actually the biographies of some of the writers beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking at some of your favorite authors that have been published, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
my mom and I got in discussion about Laura Gale Ingalls, and she was
Mm-hmm.
in her 60s. So it's never too late.
It is never
Pick up that
too
pen and write.
Completely agree with that. It is never too late to write. And I think that is an absolutely great place to end off our weekly writers group. So I just want to say, everyone, thank you so much for joining us this week. Wednesday nights are always one of my favorite streams where we get to just come together and figure out what writing shenanigans are on our mind, whether that's copyright, character descriptions, or happy endings. So everyone, thank you for joining us this week. It's been excellent. We'll be back, same time, same place, next Wednesday, 4 Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, as we're joined by writers in the community. You guys all know I'm Kaufman, and these guys are
Chat Soul.
I'm JLD. Oh, can I put the Discord in the chat by any chance?
Yeah, give me the Discord. I was about to advertise it.
Okay, cool. I'll just throw it in the. I'll throw it in the personal chat then.
Mhm.
Yes, we're getting ready to go over to Writers Inc. to do our all night long marathon and writing and critiquing and coaching and helping and all the good things that anybody needs. So I'm going to throw that over, and then it was such a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, for anybody who wants to keep writing and wants like a very like casual, no judgment setting, JL's group is in the Discord. It's a casual co-working session where they do writing games. They will critique each other's work, and it goes for the next couple hours in the Discord.
Well, then I'll see you soon, JL.
Super fun. You guys want to get in some more work, and you guys know JL. JL's much more spicier than I am. So you guys definitely got all the fun stuff. But her group is right now in the Discord. So JL, if you drop me that link, oh, you dropped it. Awesome. So yeah, go hop over. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost anything. It's always a really good time if you want to just keep hanging out with some other writers. So highly recommend.
A lot of the same clan there, so you'll see some friends hopefully, and it'll all be comfy cozy and meet some new ones. And I'm sending everybody to Kaufman's too, so we're all making a big happy family.
Awesome. I'll be back tomorrow.
And I am
Yep.
I am Ambrosia Fiat for Phoenix, and I will see y'all on the next.
And we'll catch you on the next writing stream. Take care, friends. Stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers. It's time to write
now.
Sorry.
Right now, not right now, but right now. Read now, right now. Is that right?